Where did I park the Batmobile? Coming! Oh, hey, landlord. Wait a minute. What are you doing here? You know I moved, right?
Yeah, I'm still your landlord.
And I suppose you're gonna ask me to pay rent?
Uh-huh.
And at first I'm a little upset, but then I remember that I can just do a brand deal, so I transition to that and leave you hanging for 15 minutes before coming back for a comical resolution at the end of the video. Is that what you were expecting?
Yeah, pretty much word for word.
Huh. I'm becoming too predictable. Oh well. Today's video is sponsored by Audible. Head to audible.com/DrewGooden or text DrewGooden to 500-500 to get a free 30-day trial and a free audiobook. Why do you look so mad? Did I do something wrong?
Oh, I'm not mad at you. I just read a really dumb Facebook post this morning and I'm still thinking about it.
Oh, that's funny. That's what my video's about.
Huh. What are the odds of that?
Like 1 in 12?
Sounds about right.
All right, see you in a few minutes.
Yeah, I know the drill.
Everybody's mad about everything all the time now, and it pisses me off. Did we used to be this mad about stuff and like nobody knew because people weren't constantly sharing their anger with each other? Or are people just angrier now because it's so much easier to find something to be mad about? I don't know, but here's how I spend every morning, and let me know if you can relate to this. I wake up at a time I'm too embarrassed to say, already feeling like a human turd, and so I grab my phone and start scrolling. It doesn't matter what app on which I am scrolling, they're all the same: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You just scroll. And you continue to scroll until all of a sudden you see it. The worst opinion you've ever read in your life, and you're already fuming. Now would probably be a good time to set your phone down and start your day, but you don't do that. You keep on scrolling because you want more. And then you see a headline that makes you so disappointed in humanity that you're forced to go down to the comment section in search of even the slightest amount of respite, only to be let down by the new worst opinion you've ever read in your life, and now you're pissed. And that's how every morning starts. I do it, you do it, everybody does it, and it sucks. But why? Why do we do it? It's 100% avoidable, but why do we go out of our way to find things that'll make us mad? Well, for one, I feel like a lot of it has to do with the sense of entitlement that we all have as a byproduct of the time that we live in. We're so used to getting what we want when we want it and seeing what we want to see when we want to see it. But I think even more than that, people feel entitled to their emotions. Because let's be honest, it feels pretty good to be angry. Our little caveman brains love to be angry. It's a need that we have sometimes. And so when you feel those urges coming on, it takes a lot of self-control to ignore them, and so we usually don't. Sometimes, though, there isn't anything valid to be angry about, but we're so accustomed to being angry that what do? We find the most trivial things to be mad about. Because if we're not angry at something or someone else, that anger inside of us has nowhere to go, and we're just gonna be angry at ourselves. I don't know about you guys, but I fucking hate myself some days. I think a lot of people can relate to that. But if you find something to temporarily redirect your anger towards, it will distract you from how much you hate yourself. That type of anger is a defense mechanism and often is disguised as this like false sense of moral superiority. That's what you see on Twitter a lot. It's people getting mad or offended at something so inconsequential, and they more or less are using that to say, look at how bad this person is or how dumb this thing was. I'd never do something like that. I'd never say something like that. And it makes you feel better about yourself. But right now, I'm ranting about nothing in particular, so let me get more specific, because there were a few things that happened this week that sort of inspired this whole tirade here.
That would actually be wrong. We literally can't do that.
One thing a lot of people are mad about right now is Shane Dawson. If you're not aware, Shane is in the middle of releasing his 57-part documentary series about Jake Paul, and everybody's pissed. The two big complaints that people have are, one, it's too long, it seems like he's milking it, especially the first few parts seemed kind of unnecessary and they just want him to get to the point. And then two, people are upset that it seems like he's trying to diagnose someone he doesn't know with a mental illness, and also editing the videos in a way that sort of paint the people with that mental illness as some sort of emotionless monster. Both valid complaints, sure. The second one I think is a little bit more valid, but he put a disclaimer in the video, he added a disclaimer to the beginning of the next video, he went on Twitter and apologized multiple times. And to the first point, yeah, of course he's milking it. Of course the series is longer than it needs to be. But like, people are so angry about this. like genuinely upset. Guys, it's YouTube. Have you ever watched a video on YouTube that wasn't too long? I think this complaint just kind of bothers me personally a little bit as a fellow creator. People are so entitled to having their free content be exactly the way they want it. I paid $0 for this video, and I had to fast forward briefly. My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined. Speaking of me, I also was the cause of some anger the past couple weeks, because my last video, as some of you saw, was about Vin Diesel. And as I expected, a lot of people who don't know me, but are fans of Vin Diesel, found the video and weren't very happy about it. Why the this shit show up on my list, goddamn pretentious critics on YouTube? Critique yourself with your whiny, nasal voice, serious lack of humor, slow, boring video, shit dress sense, weedy-ass childlike frame. I can't believe you spent 20 minutes on analyzing a guy and shitting on him. You must be jealous or hate him. Can't you act in a movie? Or do interview, or I don't know, some shit, instead of analyzing other people's flaw? You have absolutely no right to talk about Vin Diesel like that when you look like the sloth from Ice Age if he were malnourished and 3 feet taller. I actually can't argue with that one. That's like a top tier roast. Don't diss on Vin. You won't be half the person he is, fuckhead. You have no place to diss him. Here's the thing, though. I probably wouldn't have felt justified in making a 20-minute Vin Diesel cringe video if it wasn't for the first clip I reacted to where, and a lot of people want to gloss over this for some reason, he sexually harassed a woman on TV. He did it on camera to a woman who's stuck in that situation because she has to stay there and finish the interview no matter how uncomfortable she is. And the fact that he's relentlessly hitting on her in that situation, unable to read the fact that she's not interested in, oh, also, by the way, he's married. I feel like once you do something like that, you open the door to criticism a little bit. And if you're one of the people who commented something like, no, Drew, that's not cringy. He's just spitting game.
When did this turn into Beautiful World?
He's just flirting.
When did this turn into I love you?
You wouldn't understand because you're a virgin. First of all, so what if I'm a virgin? Sex is scary and gross and I don't want to do it. Second of all, no. Everything you said was wrong. He's not just spitting game, and if you think that's how you should flirt with a woman, you're part of the problem. Just because your hero Vin Diesel does that doesn't mean it's justified. That means he needs to learn not to do that, and you shouldn't emulate him just because you like his movies. The last thing I want to talk about that everyone was getting mad at this week was the presidential alert that went out on Wednesday afternoon to basically everybody in America. It seemed like everybody on Twitter was either mad about the alert or mad at the people who were mad about the alert because they were mad about the alert. The weird thing about this though is I felt like there was a disproportionate amount of the latter, where there were a lot of people mad at the idea of someone being mad about this, but there weren't actually that many people mad about the alert. Most of the tweets I saw talking about it on Wednesday were just people making jokes. 90% of it was just photoshopping the alert to say something else. The joke I tweeted was, and I'm only going to explain this because I'm sure some of you didn't see it, I'm not explaining it because I think it's a joke that needs an explanation. It's a very simple joke, but what I tweeted was, I was pretending to be upset about the alert, but then you click on the screenshot and you see a text from my wife asking me to stop leaving my shoes in the fridge. That's the joke. And even though I got a lot of replies to this tweet, they were all basically the same two things over and over again. It was either someone thinking they were some detective uncovering information they weren't supposed to see. Oh yeah? But what about that second text? No one wants to talk about the text from his wife? You can take off your detective hat. That was the point of the tweet. I put it there deliberately. But it's funny how many people tweeted at me something like that as if that wasn't intentional. They thought that I accidentally put that there. But then the other responses were people who didn't actually click on it and find the joke. They just assumed I was actually mad about it, so then they were mad at me. Like this guy, who's verified for some reason and follows 200,000 people on Twitter, said, "Does it make you angry?" He seems really excited at the idea of me being angry about this. I feel like this tweet and the responses I got are the perfect example of how so much anger exhibited online is predetermined. It doesn't matter that all it takes is about 3 seconds of looking at this tweet to realize it's a joke. If you're already wanting to be mad about it, you're gonna be mad about it. It doesn't matter that in my Vin Diesel video, I met Vin Diesel at the end and it's clearly a wax figure, but people still called me out on the fact that I'm an idiot for not realizing it's a wax figure, like I didn't realize it wasn't actually Vin Diesel. Are you fucking kidding me, guys? But anyway, that's pretty much the end of my rant. that I'm now realizing is a little bit hypocritical, because you could probably say I was overreacting to some of these things, and I spent the beginning complaining about how people overreact to things.
Oh, well.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm spent and in the need for a little emotional detox after such a long-winded rant. And so I think the perfect thing to do would be to open my wolf ring, finally. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, a couple videos ago, I was reacting to this channel called Luxury Pranks, and I found their merch website where they sell free merch. You just pay like $6 or $7 for shipping. And I thought, that's interesting, but it reeks of something fishy. Obviously, they're not gonna be losing money on this. They have to be profiting on this. So I ordered something myself. It took about 6 or 7 weeks to get here, but it's finally here, and I'm ready to open it. If you're curious, it was shipped to me from Vietnam, which is why it took so long. It had to go through customs, apparently. They weighed it out. They estimated the value at about 93 cents. That was the monetary evaluation done by the US government. Good thing I spent $7 on it, and it took 2 months to get here. But enough talking, let's open this bad boy up. Should I do like bubble wrap ASMR?
You guys like that?
All right, well, that's pretty much exactly what I expected. It's a wolf. I've never bought a ring before, so I didn't know what size to get, so I got a size 10, and I'm now realizing that's way too big. It doesn't fit on any of my fingers. You know, I've waited so long for this moment, and now that it's finally here, I don't even know what to do. I guess I just have to wear this in all my videos now. It is pretty dope. I think people are gonna start taking me seriously. No more Vin Diesel fans calling me a dweeb. I got a wolf ring now. Oh, things are looking up. It's time for an ad read. Hi. Have you ever wanted to read a book but you can't hold it because you lost both of your hands in a childhood vacuum accident? Or maybe you just want to listen to it while you do other things. Well, you're in luck, because today's video is sponsored by Audible. To me, audiobooks are a lot like podcasts. You don't just listen to a podcast while sitting perfectly still doing nothing. You listen to it while cleaning, or playing video games, or putting a banana peel on the ground to prank your girlfriend when she gets home. And now you can do all those things while someone reads a book to you. Multitasking has never been so easy. Audible has an unmatched selection of audiobooks that you can listen to on just about any device, so it's always at your convenience. And if you ever change your mind and want to cancel your membership, you still get to keep the books. What could be better than that? Right now, I'm casually listening to Mark Manson's book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F. Because as we discussed in this video, there are a lot of things I'm angry about that I need to try and learn to detach myself from. One day at a time, I guess. If you guys want to get a free 30-day trial with a free audiobook, head to audible.com/DrewGooden or text DrewGooden to 500 and all of your dreams will come true. Well guys, now that that's done, I've got some bill to pay, so I'll be right back.
Looks like you're exactly 93 cents short.
What? Damn it, that's all I have.
Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, but unless you have a pile of change in your pocket, your ass is grass.
Huh?
I mean, your ass will be on the grass.
I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm gonna evict you.
But you can't! I just did a house tour. That would be so embarrassing.
Well, there is one more option.
Anything!
I mean, if you, I don't know, had something in your possession that was recently evaluated by a government agency as having an approximate value of $0.93 US, maybe I'd be willing to let you stay for another month.
It's a wolf. I think people are gonna start taking me seriously now.
Purple. Fine, you can have it. But don't expect it to fit.
It fits perfectly.
What? How is that possible?
See you next month.